AITA for naming my son after my father instead of my father-in-law? I, 26F, recently had twins with my husband Harry, 30M. I love my babies so much, but the labor was a nightmare. It was extremely traumatic for my husband and we've agreed that we are definitely not having any more kids. I was laboring for 2 days and throughout the process we kept our families updated. When they were finally able to visit, my parents and my in-laws came to see us. Everyone was fussing over the babies and my poor husband, who only had about 4 hours sleep for the whole 2 days, was napping. My dad, however, sat by me first and just held my hand for a bit. When I told him to go get some cuddles in with the twins, he said, "I'm here to see my baby," meaning me. It was honestly so sweet and I started tearing up. I didn't even realize how invisible I felt when my husband was sleeping and my dad was there to make sure I was also being taken care of. He took me down to the hospital cafe and we had breakfast together while the babies were with everyone else. I kept thinking about what my dad did for the next few days and I decided that I would give my newborn son my father's name as his middle name. My husband was totally on board with this. However, this is where the problem began. We knew my father-in-law would be pretty pissed at this. He always wanted a grandson named after him, but it's pretty clear now he won't get one. He has 2 sons, my husband and his younger brother, and my brother-in-law is gay and currently says he doesn't want to adopt kids in the future. My father-in-law is also one of those people who cares about bloodlines, so I don't think he'd want an adopted grandson named after him. Screwed up, I know. My husband has a complicated relationship with his father, so he wasn't comfortable naming our son after him, but we agreed to give them the same initials so they'd both be AHD. He accepted this, but when he found out we were switching the middle name for my father, he lost his mind. He said that this was something he always wanted and we were throwing it in his face by giving the baby my father's name as his middle name. I tried to explain why, but he cut me off and said that it was absurd to expect someone to check on me when there were babies that had just been born and my father shouldn't be rewarded for ignoring his grandchildren. I tried to explain that it was more than just the moment because my dad has been my best friend for my whole life, but he didn't want to hear it. Mother-in-law is saying we are jerks for doing this because my dad doesn't care about any grandchildren being named after him, but father-in-law has always wanted it. According to her, we are taking something away from him just because my dad chose to do something unusual, which to them was ignoring the babies until he was satisfied with me being okay. He did not ignore the kids, he got plenty of cuddles in when we got back from breakfast. My dad is honored by our choice, but thinks we shouldn't have done it because of what it means to father-in-law.